Hi everybody, it's Julie and I have my finished journal. I did add a tassel. There's my Dear Julie Julie digital. I used note paper. I used a variety of amazing trims and Big Mama, look what I found. So I added that in there. I have some charms and a bead. I did add one of these clips that Crystal had given me. I did add a paper collage to the cover. It has a couple of the pieces that I had cut off the pretty note papers. So I had put one down here and one up here. Book page with the, these are the two pieces I had left from the napkin. Added one of the stickers here and birds of a feather. And then backed it with the book page. So, yeah, so I have a crown like the bird on the other napkin is wearing a crown. And I have a key and some beautiful, beautiful trims. I have fabric over the edge. 3 signature 5-hole pamphlet stitch. It is a Reader's Digest. And so I decided to do a button closure here. You know what I didn't do? I didn't tie these guys together. That was the other thing I was going to do. I was going to do a tie so they all stay together. You don't lose them. Okay. But I want it to come over. So it'll come over, around, and the knot will be right there at the top. Okay. So you just bring this over and it collects, it goes underneath the button. And it's a pretty tight fit, so it works really well. The back of the closure is just a hole, and the trim has been brought through. There you go. And then I made a dangle hanging from the button that helped to hold the button off the book. And so I used some cording that I had here and a variety of beads. And so, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. So here is one of the colored picture pages, and I made it into a pocket. And we have a tag and this here. Now I do have, this is the plain card. Okay, the plain card, and I need to add that somewhere in the journal. And I did add inking, stamping, and some washi to it also. And it was a requirement to use a plain card somewhere in the journal, but it doesn't have to have all the goodies. It just needed to be used. This is one of the required, it was a tuck. And so I've got one of these little goodies here and this tag. And this is all, this has got a book page background. And then we have here the tag that I made using the other. You needed to use 2 of your photos from your Reader's Digest somewhere in your journal. So that's my other one. Okay. Here, this was an extra where I was using up my dictionary pages. And so that just fits perfectly. The first page was a cardstock page. We did some stenciling with paint, and you'll see that on a variety of the items throughout. I did add in a flap, and then this is just a glued in pages, okay? It's not a flip-flop, it's just glued in pages. This is 2 Dear Julie Julie digitals. We've got some lined paper. There's a lot of places to write in this journal. So here I have my flip up, flip down from list B. And it just fits nicely right in here. This is a little notebook that I made out of the scraps when I was done. So I had all the cutoffs and everything. This is a Dear Julie Julie digital here. This is Amazon paper. And I was using a newly inked pad. So it gave me the really dark, like, pirate map look. Another lined page. This is the paper, this side, the potted plants or hanging plants. That was from the Flow magazine. This is my guest check and some Edith Holden there. There's some of the dictionary and one of the napkins I used. We have the glued down silk scrap, and it was a ready edge. More Edith Holden. One of the small ledgers. This is wrapping paper. And there's my graph paper. This page was also from the Flow book. And we made it a flap, and then we added this. This is a notebook also, using the scraps. Okay, so this was a page, and I added this. It's one of my tucks, and I added it like that, and so it gave us a border tuck where we're able to put that. This is the center of the signature. This was a fold over dictionary page, long, tall, narrow pocket tag with a little tag in it. This is one of the birds that I colored in from the stamp collection book, and the sticker. So that was an extra. This was my library pocket from List B. This is my fold-over pocket from List B, and I've added it to this little piece here. This is my tag from List B. List B, everything on List B, the basis of it was book page. And then you were to do things to it, including your 3 things and your Dear Julie Julie digital. Okay. Graph paper. This was some lined journal paper that I have, and it's got the wrapping paper on the other side. Another little ledger. This is one of the pockets. You had to have 3 pockets, one for each signature, that were different, that used book page. And so I made a book page. I added the fabric. This was a really fun little thing that came around something, and it's sticky in the back, but it was like you could what do they call that? Sorry that I don't know. Anyway, it's trash. And then I put the birds of a feather. That was from one of the Dear Julie Julie Friday freebies, available each Friday in patreon.com/DearJulieJulie. This was one of my tags with the job, and this was a piece of a placemat, and the colors were perfect for this journal. So I went ahead and used that here. There are videos of me making most of the embellishments, all the required embellishments. Okay, this is a fold over, and I added one of these, and now you've got a pocket. This is Dear Julie Julie digital here. Edith Holden scrap, and this was 2 of these note papers put together. I also have a place here, and there's that beautiful napkin with the bird with the crown. So that's why I put the crown on the tassel, because the bird has a crown. Here's another 2 Dear Julie Julie digitals. This came from the quilting book. This is the Dad's Bank envelope. It's got a couple little goodies here on the front. It has this. You have a place you can put something else. You would put your coins in that when it's a bank envelope, and you'd put your dollars here. And it is a traveling, it's got space to write on the back, and it fits so nicely right there. We have a pocket here, and we have a flip. Okay, so this was one of our required. There's another dictionary page, and I used the scrap from the stickers. It's really cool because you can actually write on this paper. And then we have a secondary page, or the second page of a napkin, and we've put it over a book page here. So, and there's a flower. Okay, here's one of the end leaf. I made this large tag from the end leaf, and this is a tuck. Okay, so remember there's a tuck in each of the signatures, and they're all three different. This is a tag made out of the timesheet using the same napkin. We have a note paper behind it, and this little goodie that you'll be able to write in, and a note paper made from the pieces of scraps that were hanging around the desk. We've got the little ledger, wrapping paper, added a sticker up here in the corner. You can see everything is pretty much distressed around the edges. This has napkin. You can see it down here. Oh, it's the scallop one. Got some music paper here. This is from the quilted book. And we have stenciling here with paint. And then these are ready edges. The rest of them are sewn. And so that's added to there. It makes the page stronger, as well as covering part of the edge. And when you have a variety of edge sizes, adding something to the edge helps make it look like it's supposed to be like that. Okay, here we have, so you can check my getting the papers ready video, and you can see it without the edges. Okay, and this one is after I put the edges. Lined paper. Here's our belly band. That was from list B. This was a tag that I made extra. And here's our lace pocket. So this was our pocket for this signature. And we have a tag. I used some of the fabric that was left. I also fluffed up here at the top. I really like the way that looked. Here's another one of the stamps. I colored these in with makeup. The page is just black and white. And so I use the makeup to color in the stamp. Added the cancellation, and this is another piece from the dictionaries. I had 5 pages I had to use up. Here's a belly band, and it's got that little goodie. That was a scrap that was on the table here. And this is a tip-in, and I added a flip-flop behind the tip-in. Tip-in was one of the things that we had to add. Remember, the other one had the record player flip. It had the cat and the record player from the Flow magazine, and it was a flip. This was our other tip-in. Then this is the center of the signature, and I had planned to put the envelope in and have the flap flip up here and be the double tuck here, but somehow I messed that up. So I ended up here. I did cut the edge with my fancy scissors, and I have another little notebook that I made. Fits perfect here. And this adorable little card fits perfect in here. And what we've got here is, so I have these from Grabby that you can take and add to things. So I made a diagonal, and then you also have room back here that you can put something back there. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and leave that in there. more Dear Julie paper. This is from the At Home digital kit. More from the quilting magazine, Edith Holden here. And there's another one of those pockets. And the beautiful postcard that I just got at the thrift store. And I added it in here. Here we have a fabric flip with a stack of note, and then there's a pocket in the back of the stack of note. And this was built on a book page, and then it had ready tape, and I put it onto this sewing page here. Remember, originally, this journal, the sewing journal that I made and this were to go together. I'm really glad I split it. I like the difference in the two, and you can check out the full flip through of the sewing journal. I'll be doing that on Thursday. You'll see that video will go up Thursday. It's the last video of the Kit Create collab. I do have another video of me putting everything in it, and there's also a little short video of what I did with the fleece. If you remember, the kit that I received had a piece of fleece in it, and I had no idea what to do with it, and I figured it out, and I made a little tiny short video of it. I hope you'll check that out. So this was a double tuck. So the double tuck part here, you've got these two places that have little cards, okay? And that's the flap of the envelope. And then this flips up, and you can write down here, this is the secondary paper from the scallop napkin. And then where the envelope edge or the pocket would be, I opened the side, and I've been able to put a digital flinch card in there. Okay. Then we've got Dear Julie Digital. And this one is from the digital that's coming called Retro Home. Okay. This is my pocket with a flap. So you got a flap, and inside I've got some paper to write on. And we've got this fun little tag. This is a ledger. This is a double flip up pocket. So got these in the short pocket. And then this is one of our tags with a job. Okay, so it opens up. You've got your game piece here. And then you've got tags in your pocket. And we used the antique closure called tie. And if you want to see how to do that, there's a video in the description box down below. There's also one of the note papers here. And then the fun tea bag little goodie there with the Dear Julie Digital. Okay, so that's the end of signature 2. Here I have, I'm calling this a sailboat flip, okay? So you pull this out and you've got this, okay? And so you have an angle pocket, and then you have a pocket here, and this one also has a flip on the pocket, okay? So, so this is your boat, and this is your sail. And then we have our other in leaf, and this time I made a large file card. And that was a requirement. You had to use your in leaf and make your in leaves and make 2 embellishments. We have a flip with a funny little pocket here. This one, this is the ledger, wrapping paper, flip. This is also will be in the new digital coming out when I get home called Retro Home. I might be able to put it out before I get home, but probably not. So this is, I've had this in my stash for forever, and so I've added it in here. And well, this was one of the pretty papers that I had. I needed to use, I was using the dictionary and my scraps. So you've got a little scrappy notebook, tall, slender, or tall, narrow, scrappy notebook. And this is a policy envelope, and I just added one of the pretty note papers in there, and it was a tip-in. We had the washi over here, and it was a tip-in, and I put it on a piece of lined paper. And then I added this piece in as a tip-in, and it goes down here. When I was distressing, I put, I was using the 3 or 4 color pad, and I put my thing in the wrong color, but I still like it in here. Okay, there's another. And then I took one of the library pockets, and I took the digital apart, and I made a library pocket that was tall, and a scrappy notebook. I've got more of the scrap, and I had gotten that from Amore Fabrics, Selena at Amore Fabrics. So more of the Amazon paper. This was the lined paper. It was real fun. It was a ledger, just had a number on it. Okay, we have Edith Holden attached to the flow paper. This is the actual cover of the bridge pad, and I decorated it. I added some of the pretty paper to the corners, inked it, and then it has a flip inside, so you can write on all those pages. It's like a waterfall flip. And then this one also has an antique closure. We call that one tie. Okay, that just can fit right in there. More Edith Holden. This was a coloring book page, and I folded it over and flipped it up, and I added fold over scrappy note, tall, slender, and this is in a pocket. These were 4 trees. Okay, so there's, and I did the painting, the stenciling with the paint on these. And then these trees were upside down, so I just added this little flippy dippy here. And I had this tag that matches, and this is from the day that I stamped on the pages, and this stamp was actually this little envelope. The stamp makes that little envelope, okay? But it also fits these cards perfectly. And there's another one of those. And so I just put that on top of the upside down tree, and I like it. Okay, so this pocket I left open on the top, and this one I left open on the side. And this is my journaling card made out of book pages, and that was for my list B. Okay, this was one of my pocket ideas, and of course it is packaging. Okay, so the pocket has the stickers, the Dear Julie Julie digital, the tape, and this is book page, and it's inked. Okay, so we had to use book pages on all of our things, and so this one is my waterfall, and I use, this is a Dear Julie Julie digital. This is the dictionary page that I was trying to use up. I showed you, because this was not a traditional or conventional waterfall, so I went ahead and put this one showing you how to make one of the ways of making a traditional waterfall. This is my coin envelope. We had to use a coin envelope somewhere in the journal, so I made one, and that was one of my 100 days ideas. And then at the same time, it gives you a tuck space right there. Okay, so that is my waterfall. There's the sticker, the pretty paper, the Dear Julie Julie digital, but we also used a Dear Julie Julie digital back here. Got some more lined paper, the Amazon paper. This is my List B accordion pocket, so it literally accordions. Okay, and we have this little goodie, little scrappy notebook in the front pocket. And in the second pocket, we have this. This was my original tag for List B, but it had sewing stuff on it, and I cut it off to use in the sewing journal. So this just became a filler for this. And then here I have another waterfall, and this time it is a little note paper using the offcuts from the flow journal. And those just all go in the accordion pocket. It's still pretty flat. So this was one of the things that I made the day I stenciled, and I used the acrylic paint. I love the way all that looks in here. I will do that again and again. And these are stickers, and there's some stamping. And so, oh, the Dear Julie Julie is this little butterfly tab. The Dear Julie Julie digital for that. It's on a map page that was from a different Thomas guide that I have that is all these browns. It's pretty cool. Got another ready fabric edge. Dear Julie Julie digital and digital lined page. This is the double tuck side of a double tuck. That beautiful napkin. The envelope that I made for I used a template, and the template was too big, so I just made a miniature of it. And so this was my envelope for List B. Dear Julie Julie digital, wrapping paper, sticker, and stamp and inking. And more stickers. Okay, and I love the way that turned out. So this is my flap of the, it's like a fold over pocket, and for a double tuck. There is a place here that we could put something, and then there's this here has the long narrow scrappy note, and again, the Dear Julie Julie, it'll be coming retro home. Some background or lined paper on wrapping paper, ledger, the yellow lined paper, and then this is the cardstock. And we have this fun pocket in the back with a it's a library card. And so I made my own library pocket here. I had the vellum. I had this right here came from one of these notes, as did this and this. And so love the way that all turned out. So there's the back. This is my Reader's Digest journal for the March Reader's Digest Journal Junk Journal Challenge. Remember, we do a challenge here each month. And of course, that means we'll have a new one starting on Tuesday, on April 1st. And that is going to be using an altered book. So a Reader's Digest will work for that because there's a lot of pages. So I hope you'll watch the details video. It will premiere at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time and on April 1st. And then on April 2nd, I have started I've started my book, and so these are the folds that I have done for my book so far. And so you'll see that video on Wednesday, because I will be flying and I will be going to the gathering, and then for 10 days or 9 days, something like that, 10 days, 9 days, 8 days, something like that, I will be live from Big Mama's house from the gathering. And so looking forward to that. Again, I keep the travelers that are on their way in your prayers, and keep everyone from our community in your prayers as well. You guys, thank you so much for being here. And I know there's a lot of places you could choose to be, and I really appreciate that you chose to watch this video. So this journal is for sale. It will be in the Etsy shop when I get home, if it has not sold before then. If you're interested in the information for it, you can message me at DearJulieJulie@gmail.com. The same for the sewing journal. It is for sale. And if you're interested in the information, email me at DearJulieJulie@gmail.com. And we can talk about how we're going to do that. Okay? Find something to celebrate every day. Have an amazing day, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye.